Why are plumbers so expensive? Poured a bunch of bleach down the drain. Pretty nasty. But trees and plumbing, they fight each other.
$2,000.
We're still drinking the water that the dinosaurs drank. You got a leak. What's going down the drains? Hi, my name is Charles Glenn. I am the master plumber here at Paschal. Started doing this 26 years ago, and I am going to answer some questions here that people ask us the most about. Question number one, why is my water bill so high? Well, you got a leak. That's typically why the water bill gets high. Water bills usually aren't that high. Honestly, the first thing we're gonna look at is literally the toilet flapper. That's very common. The other leak could be something bigger. It could be a pipe leaking, but we're gonna look at the basic stuff first and then go from there. If your water bill gets high, call us out. Why is my water pressure low? Usually the cities that we live in give us good water pressure, usually. So if your water pressure is low, it's usually a sign of water quality is so poor that it caused buildup in the pipe. Think of it like an artery, and over time it just got smaller and it caused clogs in the supply piping, which reduced the flow and made the pressure low. How long do water heaters last? Great question. Get this all the time. 6 years is the typical warranty on a water heater. We see water heater warranties from 6 to 12 years typically. Tankless being 15-year warranty. So think about the warranty with the lifespan. They could start going out as early as 6 years, but usually 8 years is kind of the average. And it's all related to water pressure and water quality that are the detriment to water heaters. How much does it cost to install a water heater? This is a great question. So this ranges anywhere between, we see customer provided a little over $1,000. It depends. $1,400 total install, depending on code upgrades, can be a couple $1,000s. A lot of things that people don't recognize or realize that you have to have this properly installed. It's not just the heater, it's all the stuff that is required for it to be a safe installation. So anywhere from, a little over $1,000 to $2,000, depending on regular water heater or tankless. How do I fix a leaky faucet? Well, it could be a variety of things. It could be the faucet. If it's leaking underneath, that could be indicative that the faucet itself has failed. Faucets fail and leak because of water quality. It's just poor. Usually it's just leaking at the handle. Maybe you can tighten the handle. Maybe something just came loose because people are just pulling on that handle too hard. You can't tighten it down, and you can't change some internal cartridges, which these things have internal cartridges. Then the next thing you need to do is sadly look at replacing. Why are plumbers so expensive? Man, well, plumbers are licensed trade people. And so if you want a licensed tradesman to come out, trained person to come out and do the work to be done right, it's right's not cheap. Why does my toilet keep running? Usually a little flapper or faulty fill valve. A flapper, it keeps getting stuck and water keeps coming out of the tank into the bowl and it just keeps running. And it's all basically one thing triggers another thing inside that tank. So if the flapper is failing, it triggers the fill valve to kick on. It keeps filling the water because water's escaping and going from the tank to the bowl. So those are the number one and number two reasons we've got toilets that just keep running. Usually a pretty straightforward fix. Get this one a lot. Tankless versus tank water heater. Which is better? Depends how many people live in the house, how big the house is, and what you want. Unlimited water. If you want unlimited water, tankless is the way to go. If you want the most efficient, tankless is the way to go. If you're not worried about efficiency and you don't need unlimited hot water, go with the tank. It's tried and true. What size water heater do I need? We size all things with plumbing based on the demand. What's the load? How many people do I have in the home? How big is the home? That depends on the size of the water heater. So if you live in a McMansion, you need a McMansion sized water heater. That'd be a tankless, right? So, or multiple water heaters. Some homes have multiple water heaters depending on the size. So we base it on size of home, size of space, and how many people are in the space. So that's how we size a water heater. Why does my hot water take forever to come out of a certain tap, whether it's a kitchen tap or the shower? Or why am I waiting so long on hot water? But you've got cold water in the lines between the tank and the tap. And so how long is the distance between the tank and the tap? That's going to be the time it takes to get hot water from the tank to the tap. If I've got a tankless, it doesn't have hot water. You call for demand, it fires up the demand, and then it heats it up and then sends it to you. So tankless can take longer. So how we solve for this is we can do a couple different things. We can do storage tanks that are ready to go. We can put point of use water heaters or get the water heater close to the source so there's not a whole bunch of piping in between. Or we do this a lot. This is a big fix. We install recirculation lines with pumps that are tied to the water heater, so that the recirculation line just recirculates hot water, and make sure we got hot water recirculating in the system, so when you open the tap, water doesn't take that long to get there. It's faster. So that's one of the big things we do is recirculation, hot water lines, and pumps. And these tankless units come with them inside, so it makes it easy for us. We can definitely get the water a lot faster to you. This one we get a lot. What is a slab leak? And how do I know if I have one? First question, one of the first questions I asked is why, or we asked here, or was asked, is why is my water bill so high? Well, if maybe you have a slab leak, or hope you don't. The home is built on rock, built on concrete. It's not a pier and beam home. It's not a basement home. It's built on a slab, on rock. Those water lines are literally in the slab. And if you've got a leak, it failed, it busted. Why did it bust? One of the main reasons we see slab leaks is 3 reasons. Water pressure, too high. Water quality, too poor. Piping, failed over time. Maybe the piping is old, wasn't installed properly, or piping issues, but age of home too. And then we're on a moving earth and things shift and move, and that can happen too. You can have shifting of piping as your home settles too. Which leads to this question: what causes pipes to burst? Water pressure. The pressure is too high. If you got too high a pressure, man, it could cause the pipes to burst. What is too high a pressure? Water pressure should not be set higher than 80 psi, 80 pounds per square inch. If it's higher than that, that's not good. So that's the number 1 reason. Number 2, water quality. The quality of the water is just not good. So we're still drinking the water that the dinosaurs drank. It's cyclical. That's how water works. And we're not getting new water. It's just cyclical. And so the quality goes down, the pressure being too high. And then the age of the piping. Man, is that the first piping that we ever installed? I don't know, maybe that's just too old, the piping. That could be another reason, 100%. Next question, drains that consistently clog up over and over again, like month after month, or just periodically are clogging up. What's the cause? Drain issues are this. Number 1, something went down the drain that shouldn't have went down the drain, right? So is that happening over and over again? I don't know. Let's talk to everybody in the home and in the space and say, what's going down the drains? Are we flushing things that shouldn't be flushed? Are we accidentally make grease over time in the kitchen? We don't think we're pouring grease down, but are we accidentally getting grease in the drains? That happens even when you're careful. So, making sure you're not doing that. It's all one big drain system. All the drains in the home are tied together. They all usually have one main exit. Might have a couple, but they all go to one spot. One thing in one area that's being flushed could affect the whole system and cause one side to back up or another side to back up. So what are we putting down the drains? Number 1. Number 2, what's the condition of the pipe? Is it aging? We could have issues from installation. Or is the pipe old? Are we seeing the pipe deteriorate and you're flushing things and it's just getting stuck because the pipe is aging and falling apart? We see that. A third thing, we love trees. Trees are great, right? But trees and plumbing, they fight each other. Trees are seeking nutrients, and those roots are so strong that they can bust through pipe. Even new pipe, especially old pipe. And it's amazing how they do it. Outside the home, the sewer pipe, or inside the home, we've seen that too. They bust through the pipe, and then you've got a root intrusion because they're just looking for water. Those are the reasons that we have drain issues. So how do you combat that? Well, we can snake it. We can jet the lines with high pressure water. We can auger it out with a snake, a drain auger, and clear it out that way. We can wash it out with high pressure water and really clean it out. Those are the things that we can do to clean the pipes. But we need to run a camera to see the state of these pipes. Let's make sure they're actually draining, because if you got a drain backup that happens, it can cause a lot of damage. And we don't want water damage, whether it's a supply line leaking or a drain line leaking. That drain water can get pretty nasty pretty quick. If I've got a drain issue, I'm like, I'm going to just go buy the classic Drano, right? So Drano, you can clear clogs with chemicals. And you can do it. The challenge with chemicals is these chemicals can be really caustic, and they can be harmful on not only the environment, but on the pipes themselves. So you can end up causing more damage to the system by pouring chemicals down it. So we're really cautious to use chemicals. Pour little plumbers too. You can hurt your little plumber friends too. When we come out there and you pour a bunch of caustic stuff, and I just poured a bunch of bleach down the drain, and then we get there and it's like, oh, now I've got bleach on me. So it's not good. So and this isn't just bleach. It's just different chemicals. It can just be harmful on the pipe, the system. Your poor little plumber friend like me. the environment too, because what's this doing? Water is a cycle. So as you get water that comes out of the faucet, goes into the drain, eventually that's going to end up getting back in the rivers and the lakes, and then it's just one big cycle of evaporation and rain, and it just keeps going. So be cautious about what you put down the drains. We don't need all that stuff. So next question is, do the filters that you can attach to your shower head, do they work? There's some that do. I haven't personally tested those out, but I've done the research on them, and I've had customers that have been happy with the filters you can attach just to the shower head. So what is that doing? That's filtering the water coming out of your shower head, so you've got good water, and a lot of that's combating chlorinated water. What do we want to do to combat that? We want to use a carbon style filter. Carbon's a great filter. It gets rid of a lot of things. One of the things it gets rid of is chlorine and chloramines. You don't have to bathe or shower if you got one of those filters on your shower and pool water. But that's only filtering that fixture. That's called a point of use, because it's right there at the faucet, a point of use filter. If you want to put individual filters at every single fixture, that can add up pretty quick. Maybe you only have one shower, you only just want to do that one, okay. I like to filter all my water where it comes into the building, where it comes into the space, so that I've got good water everywhere, whether I'm drinking it or I'm bathing in it. The shower filters will work, but if you buy those shower filters, I'd expect to change those out pretty often. You can get a whole home that's just so much better. All right, that's all the questions we have for today. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to Paschal on YouTube for more. Book online anytime at gopaschal.com. Heck yeah. Cool.